This Saturday, March 20th, is the Vernal Equinox, one of two moments in a year with an equal span of day and night. It signifies the beginning of spring, and is also a day of special spiritual significance for many of our neighbors. Many followers of Baha'i, Islam, and Zoroastrianism will be celebrating Noruz, and many practitioners of paganism will be celebrating Ostara. Myself and my fellow Berea College student chaplains, Abby, Thena, and Maddie, would like to share with you a bit about these holidays, that we may hold in our hearts a space of reverence for all those celebrating. Noruz, meaning New Day in Persian, is the Iranian New Year and takes place on the first day of the month of Favardin in the solar Hijri calendar of Iran. The Hijri calendar is observation-based, so Noruz occurs on the midnight closest to the vernal equinox, which occurs within a day of March 21st on the Gregorian calendar. Noruz is celebrated as a secular holiday across many areas of Asia and southeastern Europe, as far as and beyond the borders which once demarcated the Persian Empire. But this day holds special religious significance to Baha'is, Zoroastrians, and many Shia Muslims. Noruz began as a Zoroastrian holiday, and thus a national holiday of the ancient Achaemenid Empire. Modern Noruz celebrations vary widely by geographic area. A central method for celebrating Noruz is to gather a table of prepared items, called the haft sin. This assortment consists of 7, or haft, items, the names of which in Persian begin with the letter sin, or S in English. The items are sabze, wheatgrass or other sprouts grown in a dish, samanu, sweet pudding made from wheat germ, sinjed, or olives, serke, vinegar, sib, which is apple, seer, garlic, and sumac, or sumac, which is used as a spice in Iran. The arrangement also includes objects such as candles, painted eggs, a fish bowl with goldfish, coins, hyacinth flowers, a mirror, confectionaries, and a book of wisdom, such as the Avesta, which is the holy book of Zoroastrianism, the Quran, the Bible, or the Divan of Hafez. Each portion of the haft scene is deeply symbolic, but the whole presentation is representative of nature. Families strive to compose a beautiful haft scene for themselves and visitors to view. There are many regional variations of the haft scene. However, the common themes of the practice, shared by the West in Eastern traditions, show a common human connection to spring, to life, and to rebirth.
In the Zoroastrian tradition, Noruz comes at the end of the 10-day festival of Farvardagan, the Feast of All Souls, in which practitioners leave out consecrated food for now past Farvashis, the united soul and spirit of the person. The festival is symbolized by the Faravahar, represented by a winged disc, which is Egyptian in origin, the name of which means to choose, referring to the Farvashis, the souls, decision to leave this corporeal realm. Noruz is a celebration of physical and spiritual renewal for Zoroastrians, and they believe that renewal foreshadows a future renovation to the world, the Frasho Kereti, where human improvement will reach its tipping point in creating a new existence, similar to the Christian concept of the Second Coming or the Jewish concept of Tikkun Olam. On the last 5 days of the year, Zoroastrians celebrate the Hamash Pathmadium Gahambar, their Feast of Remembrance. The last Wednesday before the New Year, Zoroastrians celebrate Chahar Shanbatsuri. Participants light 7 small bonfires and take turns jumping over them while saying Shorki tu Atzman, Zardia man Atztu, which Wikipedia translates as my yellow is yours, your red is mine, but could more accurately be translated to give me your ruddy complexion and take my sickly pallor. The festivities also involve Gorshogzani, or spoon hitting. In this way, with jumping over bonfires and hitting spoons, the Chahar Shanbe has much in common with an Appalachian bonfire.
Noruz is also an adopted tradition of the Baha'i religion, which began in Persia in the 19th century. For the Baha'i, Noruz is preceded by a 19-day fast that prepares members of them spiritually for their new year. Members of the Baha'i faith fast through the 19 days leading to Noruz from sunrise to sunset, and that's just people from 15 to 70. They abstain from food and water. The Baha'i utilize the Badi's calendar established by the Bab, founder of the Babi faith, which relies on 19 months in a year, each with 19 days. The fast is intended to be a means of spiritual growth, recuperation, and growing closer to God. The fast parallels the daily obligatory prayers of the Baha'i as one of the most important physical practices of the faith. Abdu'l-Baha, son of Baha'u'llah, emphasized the Baha'i understanding of Noruz, representing not only renewal, but the manifestation of God in the prophets, who for Bahu include Jesus, the Prophet, Muhammad, the Bab, and Baha'u'llah, whom can be considered a spiritual springtime.
12 are Shia Muslims, as well as Ismailis, Alawites, and Alavis also honor Noruz. It is a recommended day of fasting for 12 are Shia Muslims, as well as a special day of prayer for Ismailis.
The vernal equinox is also a time of celebration for our pagan neighbors who celebrate new life and rebirth as well. Ostara takes its name from the same origin as Easter, which is Yoster, a Germanic spring goddess who was recorded by the Benedictine monk Bede in the 8th century. Ostara is celebrated by our Wiccan neighbors as well as by sects of Germanic neo-paganism. In Wiccan practice, Ostara holds a high place as one of the 8 Sabbats, or festivals, in the wheel of the year. Because of the decentralized nature of neo-paganism, it is difficult to generalize about the festival, but we can say that Ostara symbolizes the coming of the new year, life, and fertility, and is celebrated with flowers, eggs, and feasting.
So, with all of this in mind, I invite you to take a moment out of your day to remember the renewal of spring and to honor and remember our neighbors who are celebrating the vernal equinox.